Do you ever wonder what relationships have to do with money? And do you ever wonder what your viewpoint on relationships, your part in relationships, has to do with how you live your life? And we are intricately tied into relationships. And this is a season right now of renewed relationships and of renewing. And I don't know if you know this, today is a very special day. It is a holiday that has been celebrated for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and it is called Shavout. Now, you may not have heard the term Shavout. Maybe you have. Maybe you're familiar with the term called Pentecost. The Greeks found out that there was this very, very special biblical celebration about renewing of relationships, and they, in their Greek way, said, oh, it's a 50th day, we'll call it Pentecost. But they missed a lot of the depth of that and how it impacts our relationships. It was originally called by the people, the Israelites that came out of Egypt, it was called the Feast of Weeks. And it was 49 days, 7 weeks for 7 times. 7 times 7. That's 49. On the 50th day, it was a celebration. Now, again, money, we talk about numbers. There's a lot of numbers here, and there's a significance in numbers. There's 7 times 7, 49 days, the 50th day is a celebration. And why do I say it's about relationships? A lot of people in Christian circles think, oh yeah, tongues of fire on the head, and that was a celebration of tongues and fire. No, it was not a celebration of tongues and fire. What happened there cannot be understood until you go back to when it originally happened. This was the time that was celebrated at Mount Sinai. And this was the time when the tablets of the covenant were read before the people. They were read by the voice of God before the people, the 10 Commandments as most people call them. And it was not God shouting down, obey me and here's what you must do. It was a marriage covenant. It was reciting the vows. And think about anytime you've seen marriages on TV, I promise to cherish and honor and obey and love until death do us part. Those are not commandments that you recite at a wedding. They're not rules that I'm going to do this. It is an outflowing of love on how the relationship is going to work, on our love, on relationship. So think about that. God had said, I am going to be your God, and I promise these things, and here's our marriage covenant. And the people, if you read back when it happened, they did not want to hear God's voice. They didn't want to hear it. They're like, shut up, God, shut up. We don't want to hear your voice, but hey, just tell Moses and then have him tell us, because we don't want to hear your voice. I mean, how is that for the start of a marriage relationship? If your partner said, yeah, shut up, I don't like the sound of your voice, but have somebody else tell it to me. Not a great start. So you can read all about that part, but let's fast forward to Pentecost. Feast of Weeks. What happened every year in Jerusalem is people from all over the world gathered for the reading of the law. We call it the reading of the law. That's what they gathered for. And it was a reminder of how to have a great relationship with the Creator and with other people. Now think about it. When you have the 10 Commandments, the first 5 are about your relationship with God, and the other 5 are about how to relate to people. Don't steal from other people. Don't kill from other people. Don't covet. These are basic common sense things to do in order to have a great relationship. So what was really dynamic is fire came down. There was fire on Mount Sinai when the original marriage covenant was given. There was fire. And now, miraculously, in the Bible, after Jesus' death, there were tongues of fire. People could hear the voice in their own language. And it was a renewal of the marriage vows. It was a renewal, and it was a sign. So this is today when that happened. And I just want you to think about this as a renewal in your life. Go ahead and take this day. Take a moment. Think about your relationship with yourself, your relationship with the Creator, your relationship to what is around you, and think about what is important in that. How is your relationship with God? How is your relationship with yourself? How does your Creator, your love, look at you? How do you look at yourself? Is there a disconnect? Are you putting down what God has created in you? This is going to be the foundation for your life. This is going to be the foundation for how you deal with other people, for how you deal with your finances, for how you deal with anxiety, for how you deal with overwhelm, for how you deal with decluttering your house, for how you serve. So my challenge for you today is think about your relationships in your inner circle. Your relationship with yourself, with God, with your family, with your inner circle. That's foundational. Think about the importance of that and how you are prioritizing those things. And for this next month, we're going to delve more into relationships, because it will affect your mindset for money. It will affect how you handle money, and it will affect how you live your life. So, welcome to a new season. Welcome to a renewal of love, a renewal of honoring yourself, and a renewal of really the best things that God wants for you. It's all about relationship.